You end up signing a 3-year deal with LA. How much consternation was there about that decision in terms of leaving Miami, the team that sort of gave you your start and where you sort of grew into the player you are?
Yeah. First of all, I don't think it was easy. Like you said, Miami was the team that gave me an opportunity. I grew while there. We had some great runs while I was there. So it wasn't easy, and I don't think it's any secret. I was pretty open about, willing to go back and wanting to go back, and my love for the organization. I think it was pretty reciprocated. But when it came down to it, business got in the way, and there were certain points that the Heat could only get to, and other teams were able to get to more, and it just kind of made more sense at the end of the day. And business played a role, but also just situations, etc. So LA was the play, and we're looking forward to the future a little bit.
On a personal level, as a Cali kid, when you officially signed, you're like, I'm gonna be playing for. Like, what was going through your head, just knowing the fact that this is now your new home?
I mean, the first thing was that I got to just say no to tickets for everybody, because that's going to be a problem all up and down Cali. That was the first thing. We'll have to get my parents some season tickets or something, and it's just going to have to be no across the board, because that could easily get out of hand, as I'm sure you know, JJ. But, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm coming back home to the West Coast. My family overall will be able to come to more games. That's exciting. A storied franchise. At the end of the day, you grow up in California, you know about the Lakers, and if you know about the NBA, you know about the Lakers. So that's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I went to school 2 hours away in Santa Barbara, so I'm very familiar with the area. It's not like I'm moving somewhere I've never been before, or I got to deal with snow. I've never dealt with snow before. So the transition, I think, will be a little bit easier lifestyle wise. So and the opportunities on the court are immense. So I'm looking forward to it.
I want to get into some Heat stuff later on, but in terms of the Lakers and the fit, there's obviously the proximity to home, the storied franchise, getting the chance to play with LeBron, getting to play for a team that we talk about every day on First Take. We try to steer clear of the Miami Heat. We try to not talk about the Miami Heat.
It did seem that way for
you guys made it hard on us. You guys made it hard on us this year. But in terms of like the basketball fit and sort of how you're viewing this, what gets you the most excited?
I've played almost every role, I feel like, in Miami. I've been in the corner. I've picked up a guy, Trae Young, 94 feet, and just play defense for a full game. Guys have sat out, and I've been asked to go produce offensively. So I think I've worn a number of hats. And I think for me, that just showed I could play with anybody, whether it's Jimmy, whether it's, we got Tyler, who plays a different style. You got Bam, we're going to feature this game, and go down the line of guys I've been around alongside other guards, whether it's Goran or Kyle or Tyler. So I've played a number of styles, I feel like. So transition-wise, role-wise, it's going to be very similar, I think, in terms of fitting into whatever this team needs to win. And I think just trying to make winning plays, whether it's being more defensive-minded this game, or it's, handling more in a pick and roll, we're going to put Braun off the ball, or Braun's on the ball, wants to take over, and, I need to make an open shot when he does find me wherever I may be, or I space the floor. So I think I just bring a little bit of versatility that is, kind of moldable to different situations.
One of the interesting things about the fit to me, we saw late in the season, some of it I think is because LeBron had his foot injury, but it was the first time I really ever saw him play off the ball. And there was a lot of action that ran through D'Lo, a lot of action that ran through Austin Reeves in the half court, LeBron off the ball. And then for you, I think it's a great fit because of your ability to play on and off the ball. There were times, whether it was the Boston series or the Denver series, where your pick and roll game kept your team in it. In terms of the comfort level of that part of it, playing on the ball for you, was that a thing that happened this year, or did you start to develop that confidence about playing on the ball and being a primary creator in the half court prior to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think naturally my reads got better as season went on, as I was in more of those situations. But I think it's something that was always part of my game, and a strength of my game, that maybe that's just not what Miami needed at the time. They had other guys that they may or may not have felt could create better, or were looking for different situations. And based on how everything kind of played out in the playoffs, I got more of an opportunity to, showcase my skill set than I probably would have. And now I'd say it was to my benefit in terms of showing teams what I'm capable of, that I can be, efficient in those moments and so forth.
I was gonna ask defensively. You with Bam, there's a ton of defensive talent in Miami, but playing with a guy like AD, knowing that this has been a calling card for you over your career, is there a particular thing that you feel like you're either looking forward to or you're going to like did your eyes just light up thinking about the defensive potential of this particular roster? Because we talked about it a lot, and it feels like it's in an even better spot now than it was even 2 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, just with their size and length, they seem to always be that top 5 defense every year. And that's something necessarily I would look at them in years prior and be like, oh yeah, stamp it top 5. But it just seems over the last my 4 years in the league, it's just like they seem to be up there, and they seem to find a way to be disruptive, and their length and athleticism obviously makes up for a lot. So, being able to get into the ball a little bit more and having more length behind me, I'm sure is going to give me some confidence.
In your own career, to bring it back to what we talked about at the beginning of this, the decision to leave and go somewhere else, how much was the continuity factor a really big sort of pause for you in terms of leaving?
It was very difficult. Like I said before, like the relationships I have with those guys are, to me, lifelong. Even the guys I played with, to the staff, to the front office. I got to know all of them very well and closely. So it wasn't an easy decision. It was a huge draw to come back for sure. But it had to make sense for me and my family. I couldn't just make a decision. And like I said, guys like me don't get an opportunity like this. So I had to take advantage of this opportunity and do what was best for me and my family. But this is no love lost. Like, I got nothing but love for those guys over there. And the continuity piece was playing a major role. And obviously the taxes play a major role, if things can get close enough, and, let's try to make
speak the truth. Way to speak the truth.
Make it work. But
be honest. I like it.
It's got it, it's business for them. And it was kind of tough, because they could have done it, but it would have been a big salary cap tax. And I understand that from business side. So if I can understand it, I know they understand it as well, and maybe things will align down the road. But until then, we got to try to get the Lake Show a ring. So